Quick reminder on risk, everyone. This talk is intended for educational purposes only. We are not financial advisors. Did want to touch on SPY here. A quick note. This will be the last hangout of the year. We'll be resuming on January 4th, I believe. Is that correct, Mario?
Yeah, Tuesday, January 4th. Yes.
Okay. Yeah. So last one of the year. Regarding SPY here, we did, if you guys were with us a few minutes ago, we were talking about the seasonality. Santa rally is supposedly set to start right around this time, early mid-December, as you can see on the chart here. Well, basically what that means is we're looking for continued bullishness into year end, into the first week of January. So as far as levels on the SPY, the main thing I'm going to be watching this week, and I say this week just because we have FOMC tomorrow, comments from Powell, and then monthly OpEx on Friday. So a lot of uncertainty usually around these weeks. And so the main level I'm watching this week is going to be the 460. I've got the orange line here. That was pretty much today's low. That is the prior highs from this kind of very near-term base that we built a couple weeks ago, the 460 level, and it is also the main gamma level heading into monthly OpEx. If you have questions about gamma, send me a direct message in the Thinktank. I did a whole write-up on that I could send you. But basically, this is where the most options are concentrated, are right at the 460 strike. So that was a major level to be watching. Now, as far as upside, what was that? Okay. As far as upside, we got, just as reference points, I'm looking at the 21 MA 464.5. And then this kind of range high, the 470 area has been a challenge for the index these past few weeks. So that remains a good level to be watching as we head into year end with the Santa rally. If we go ahead and break through those highs with a significant new high, as Mario likes to say, look for a move into 480 is going to be our upside reference point there. So with that being said, there was one other piece I wanted to touch on. I know the last session we talked about breadth. There's a kind of an interesting one I found online. It's a little fuzzy, it's kind of distorted, sorry about that, but I could basically explain what's happening here. There's a chart of QQQ, basic line chart of QQQ. And below that, we have QQQ breadth. This is measuring percentage of names within QQQ that are above their 200-day moving average. And so as you can, I mean, the divergence is plain as day here. So basically, you know, a lot of what we have been seeing is the quote unquote generals, the FANG names, Microsoft, Facebook, Apple, things like that, kind of carrying this market, while under the hood, as I like to say, you know, most of my personal watch list, 100 or so stocks, is just, I mean, many of these names are just, they're either in a bear market or they're down substantially, like 40% or more. And so you're probably wondering, like, wow, how are the indices still at highs? And so we've got a handful of stocks that are pretty much carrying things. Breadth remains awful. And so just something to keep in mind as we continue to move forward. Mario, I'll go ahead and pass it off to you here.
Very interesting stat and that you share right there with us. So we should look for the 200 today. Just add that thing.
Yeah.
Let's see.
Yeah, it's a good reference point.
Yeah, good reference point. So that's because I wanted to do like a Christmas special, but I'm not sure everybody's allowed to drink in here or the drinking age. So we're gonna have to pass that and just try to make money, because everybody can make money, right? So, but anyways, yeah, let's look at those 200 MA. Absolutely. So let's start with the Qs, right? So where are we? We here. We have the 5 days range. So I think the main commentary that we have for the last time is like this big alligator mouth right here. So we know there's a lot of involvement in here. right? At this level, the 398, the 400, of course, is also a psychological level. So we were like 5 days in here. We have a nice pullback right in here. I want you guys to notice, we were just talking about the use of the Fibonacci, which has been fairly accurate for the last, I'll say 5 or 6 months. So this is the 50 MA right there. So that's your place. You don't want to get short right here unless you really believe that we are in a massive, or you get a big bearish signal, right? If you don't get it, this is what you get. You get the signal to go long with your support. Here's what we're talking about also. Risk to reward here, tight stop, and you go long. So then you come right here, the 400 becomes your next reference point. And all you're doing, we trade in this range. That's all we're doing. Remember this one, I don't know if we said that this was a significant new high, but this is like 2%, but it was like 1, 2, and it was like right on a gap up play that got sold. So yeah, that was like an iffy type of new high, significant new high. So now I'm looking at the 300, 400. I don't want to call it, but you know, people had names for this, like shoulder, and then there's a head, and there's a shoulder. So I don't want to say what it is because I don't trade like that. But just keep in mind that you may hear that, right? So where are we now? So we have the 5 days sideways consolidation. This is when you decide what is it you want to do if you were using the market as your reference point. So you can sell the high, you can buy the bottom, whatever it is, right? This one was a trade from yesterday, and today what we have is we have a gap down, right? The main, and this is something that we don't talk that often about, but the you know, one of the main things that we trade is the gaps, and you have to realize that just by the fact that we gapping down doesn't mean that it's bearish. The fact that you're gapping up doesn't mean that it's bullish, right? You can be gapping down and you still be bullish, or you can be gapping up so much after a big run that is actually kind of a bearish gap. So what we have here is you got to take into account location. So location is like you're gapping into the 50-day MA. Next thing you got to ask is like, okay, what if we sell that, right? What if we start selling? So what's your next reference point? You come look at to your left, and this is like, look at all the volume we have right here. And then we have a pivot, right? This is a pivot, right? The point where the market actually changed. So we know that we have a 50 MA, we have a pivot right here, and then we have a 50 MA right here. So that makes for a possible short, intraday short, but I'm always looking when I'm doing this type of trades for buyers that we saw them right here to step up. And they did. They didn't even let it come all the way down. And we saw that it was like, basically this is like 83, but I think we didn't even get to 83. That was like that fluke that we have intraday. Probably it was, whatever. So now, talking about the seasonality that Kyle just talked about, what would I expect for this one to happen, right? Remember, one thing is what I planned for. The next thing is what the market is actually going to do. I have no idea what's going to happen tomorrow. I don't know if we're going to gap up. I don't know if we're going to gap down, whatever it is. But what we have right here is we got like 2 or 3 prices that we absolutely need to be aware of, right? So I'm going to be looking at this area right here between 379, right, and the low today. So 379 to 382, that should be our area of support, right? That's our area of support, meaning if we start seeing some move or no volume, some news, whatever, I want to see this level holding. Do I want to short into this? That's all based on your playbooks, guys. If you have a scalping technique where you're going to short 383 and cover 382, by all means do it, right? What I want to make sure is that we all know where we are in the chart. What we are in the chart is, I'm assuming with seasonality and everything, that at least we're going to come and test the 400 and the 408. So if I'm thinking that my target, if seasonality kicks in, let's say tomorrow, the day after tomorrow, Friday, or next Monday, that I'm going to be seeing 400, 408, I want to be a buyer into 384, 382, 378. Hey, they let me buy at 367. I'm going to buy at 367, right? Although that's going to be a different pattern, but you get my point. So in here, I'm not going to be looking to take a quick short, but I'm going to be looking for signals that I might be turning, and that these buyers right here, I'm going to do the same that they did here. Look at the buyers right here, up to 400. Look at the buyers right here, up to 400. Are we going to see the buyers? So I'm going to be looking for that area of support resistance, which is 379, 382, right? And then my target one will be the 400, which is resistance. We all see it, right? That's going to be like the left shoulder, if you want to call it, right? Once we go over there, and if actually Santa comes to town, we're probably going to see 408, which is that sort of all-time highs that we have. And that will make it for a 6 to 7% move from where we close today. That's 20 points in the Qs. That should be enough for any of us to make enough to buy some Christmas gifts. Okay, that's 7 to 8% in the market. That should be more than enough. So what are the other triggers, right? We're going to be watching the action tomorrow. We have the FOMC. We have OpEx expiration. So we beware of that. Expect some BS moves in here, but make sure you don't forget where we are. Now, what are the other things that we got to keep into account right here? We're in a squeeze right here, 6 in here. That's what we say. So even though the move was big today, it didn't kick off the squeeze. So we have the 5-day squeeze plus 1 right here. We haven't kicked, right? Big volume today. Big volume. We did big volume, but you cannot. I know this is red, but come and look at the action. Is that red? Is that red volume? Don't trust your platform that much, because all it cares is that the close is lower than the open, and then it's going to paint it all red, and people will be like, oh, it's all selling. No, it's not. It's not. It was half and half. It was half selling, and now we have buyers. So actually split this one in half. So we have some green volume right here. Okay, so this is not crazy to think about that we can go 390 and just explode all the way to 400. So be ready for that trade too. So for tomorrow, we're also going to be looking at the 390 for 392, 393, 395, 400. Okay, 393, 395, 400, and that's going to be a Momo trade. Again, put an asterisk next to it, and remember the Fed guy is going to be talking. So I think that's as complete as analysis that we can do for the Qs. If there's any questions, please let me know, Kyle. Okay, so let's go with Apple, which is the usuals that we do. And I know Apple was at target, by the way. That's target one that we called the 182. So what do we have in Apple right here? Engulfing pattern like red, right? Bearish, completed today. So now what we have is just a simple uptrend, right? I'm gonna do some lines right here. So this should be it, right? Prior high, and this is what I like to do. Once I've visited, I put a green line so I don't have to watch it too much, right? So on a bad market, I'll probably try to pick it like at 164, right? And if you want to play the Santa rally via the Qs, get a good entry. That's all I can say. Like 177, that'll be a little bit too high. Probably 175, 182 is your target. 190. Okay, so it's going to be pretty much momentum. So Apple over all-time highs for 190 and 200 hasn't changed that much. Let's go with Amazon, which is another one that we were waiting for. What were we waiting for this one? Because I remember we talked about the point of control. So let me check if it was the weekly point of control. Yep, we never got there. So we're still here. This is the 50 MA, which is 32.97. Let's look at the daily and look where we are at 200 MA. So that's a good reference point. Let me just double check, because we said we were going to check those 200 MAs. So this one, needless to say, strong uptrend. Definition of an uptrend, like by, simple things right here, the 20 MA over the 50 MA over the 200 MA. So that's a powerful uptrend. Doesn't get any powerful than that anymore. Strong. That's a very strong uptrend. This one, absolutely not in an uptrend. How do we know? Well, still over the 200, right at the 200, but we're under the 50 MA, under the 20 MA. So you want to be on the safe side that we're back into this. You're probably going to be buying the 35.50. But what we have is I like the 200 right here. I like the location right here. So let's call this one, for those of you that are a little bit more aggressive than me playing Amazon, let's call this one a, if we have any selling tomorrow, we're going to probably be testing the 3300. So 3,300. I want to call this one as a range, 3,300 to 3,500, right? 35 and 35.50. And that'll be my trade in Amazon if I am to do it, right? If I see any selling right here and then you start seeing this coming back up, you probably do either, either an intraday if you like to do that. If you are like me that don't want to put too much money in Amazon, you probably do a spread. So you spread it like 3,400 by 3,500. You make the 100 points right there. That should be a good trade too. So I'm just giving you ideas. So you start thinking for next year, what is it that you want to do and how are you going to expand your trading knowledge and your trading playbook, right? Your ideas, how you're going to explode those new ideas that you're going to have. Okay, Microsoft, I know this one was forming what looked like a 1, 2, 3 pattern. However, we haven't been able to break out of the range, right? So we're still in a sideways range. I'm still going to call it a sideways range. The good thing about this one is over 200, over 50 MA. We lost today the 20 MA. We're still here. I want to see it coming back over all of these volume that we have. So ideally, what I want to see is after the red bar, I want to see some gap up right here of 335, 335 bucks. My God, the problems that I have with numbers, I should say in Spanish. So over 335, and we should be able to test at least the 45. So that's good for 10 points. And then that's when it gets interesting, right? We should see 55. So let's look at Microsoft, right? As trading at inside a range, right? And the range is pretty clear. I'm going to call it 320 by 345. Again, I will need a catalyst. I will need volume. It's not my go-to. It's not the most exciting one to trade. So I got Apple, Amazon, Microsoft. What's the other ones? Because I don't have my, we do Netflix too. So let's see the Netflix right here. And for Netflix, we were waiting for, this is the breakout, right? This is the monthly chart. We have the sideways consolidation. We try to break. So this is a pullback. Now, the question is this going to be a viable pullback, right? So what I want to see is I want to see strength. So for sure, I want to see it over 645. That's going to be like my, for sure, I want to take a look at that one, right? However, from this chart, what we can see is the daily chart could probably start giving us a signal if we start going over 635, 632, 635, right? Make a note that what we're trying to do with the Netflix is a monthly setup, right? So don't go too crazy on those 1 minute if you're trying to do a monthly setup, right? You have plenty of time. You don't need to anticipate whatever, right? Now, let's see if the weekly is going to give us anything that we can anticipate. And I say no, because this is a big one, big red bar, and we're still working here. So this could be easily a red bar all the way to 568. Right? So I don't have any bias or any edge right there. 4 days down on whatever this is. I don't have big volume today, 97%. So I don't have any edge, to be honest. This can go down tomorrow, or this can go up tomorrow. But what I want to make sure is we don't lose a 632. So once we go over 632, 650, we go for 680. Okay. So 632, 650, 680, and I hope this one waits till I get back from vacation so that I can trade my Netflix that I like to trade. And then I go to Google. And then for Google, what we have is sideways, like pretty much dead money after that big run out. I think it's going to take some time, but The good thing is that we have the charts. So the charts are going to tell us what's going on. Look at this formation that we have right here. Look at all the people paying up. So there's a lot of accumulation right here, highs. If you don't see it here, you can see it here, all of this volume. That's what it means. So 27, of course, that's a level. So that's all I have, alert, because I don't know how we're going to get it into there. So what I want to see is that 33,020, 3020, and that will be pretty much breakout play at all-time highs for Google whenever it decides to move. So let's go to metaverse now pretty fast. So we go with the Facebook that we've been looking. The reason why I've been looking is because of this. Same, similar to the pattern we were talking without about Google, without the long consolidation we have on Google. Look at the level right here. So we know 327, 330. There's a lot of, should be a lot of support, right? Once we go under, we should start to see the 300. But now I think we're over that, right? We're at 334. So actually today, I started looking, I started a small position right here versus these levels because I love these levels. Then you come into the monthly chart and what you see is like, we have the big move up, sideways, big move up, and then we have the pullback, right? We were expecting this one to be the buy setup that I like to call, but it failed thanks to the market. Guess where you stop? At the 20 MA. So that's good too. So we have sort of, this should be green. I know it doesn't look that green, but it's green right there, right? So all we need is like, we cleared the 340, which is this area right here, 342, and we should see 355, 353, 355. That'll be sort of a momentum trades. Of course, your stop is 328. You don't want to see it under 328. Once we start getting on 328, there's a couple things that you have to take into account. I actually put this 3 perils actually on Facebook. We are at point of control, at 200 MA, at 50 MA. With volume, of course, because we are the point of control, plus a monthly buy. Little dirty, right? But there, that's the one we want. What am I missing actually? What I'm missing is a follow through day. I need one day like this one on higher than average volume that actually closes at highs. So this was yesterday. I think the market was pretty bad. So we try to make, you know, actually Facebook has been trying to rally for 2 days with the market going down. So I think this one is a must watch, right? This one can trigger at any time. This is what we want, 336, 340. So we go for sure 342, we go 350, we go 370. Okay. So 342, 350, and 370. And all of the other things like pound of control, 200 MA, all of that stuff, right? So pretty good. This could be a good idea to play the rally if it comes. Nvidia, let's see Nvidia. Let me double check that one. Yes. So what we have for Nvidia is like the same base. We have the big run and now we're here at the top. What is it that we're doing right here? So is this a level? Well, that's the 50 MA. Could be a psychological level. We do have buyers stepping into Nvidia right here. Last time the market sold off, right? I don't see the volume. The volume is pretty average right here, although it's like 128, but it's not something that stick out, right? Here's the other thing that I like to watch, right? We have a squeeze that actually triggered to the short side. So I don't want to get too aggressive with Nvidia, although I like the pattern, right? I think we talked about this one. Of course we did on the last meeting and we were like, okay, this is like two different areas that we want to be watching, the 308 to 340 and then the 284, 281 to 307. So if you're really, I mean, if we got some news, we got some pattern intraday, you can absolutely trade this one from 285 to 305. So that'll be one. I'll call that a scalp. 285 or 305. Like if you get it right in the morning, you know, for 20 points, that's a great trade. And then you have to evaluate, you have to draw your charts and make sure how the volume is right here, you know, how to use this one. Make sure that you have like probably 100 million shares traded that day. And then probably we're gonna get into a rally for 340, okay? So that's it. However, the main thing I don't like is I don't have a lot of volume right here. So if this one starts falling, I don't really know where to put my stop. That's the main concern that I have with Nvidia. It can absolutely, from here, 227, 347, that's 120 points. We can go down 60, 80 points easily. So that put us like at 280, 263. It can come 255 easily. So I don't want to get into trying to pick a bottom on that one because I don't have a main reference level that I can work with. Let's do the Roblox, which is the other one of the meta stocks. And this one, wow. So what do we think about this one? Check the monthly. This was the easier trade. Extension targets all hit. Pull back to 102.92 right there. That was the market too. Try to make the move, and now even with the market's now just falling the last 2 days. So this one was actually negating sort of this move right here. What I don't see is the volume, right? See, when we were going up, and I think this is one of the things that we overlook at times as traders, right? Because we get so in love, and probably because Roblox give us like a big move, now you want to trade every day. Main thing to watch is like whenever you do that, make sure you're not trading this day, right? Not even these days, right? This is just normal days. You don't want to get involved into those, especially because they have like spreads, you know, not the cleanest of the moves. So there's always better things to do unless you really have the volume, right? So what I want to make sure we keep a tab on Roblox at the 50 MA, which is at 102, 103. And then this level right here, 93. That'll be my key level on Roblox. Like once we start getting into 95, 93, I'm gonna throw my dogs up there, make sure that it allows me to check this out. I'm not trying to pick a bottom right here. I wanna see like something like this, right? You guys know this, you guys know your technical analysis. I don't need to go through that. Like this is a bottom information that you like. This is something that you know, this is nothing. This is just indecision coming down. We cannot anticipate that this is going to turn right here, right? So for Roblox, and I'm not going to call it a short either. You can short under 100, under 101, under 100 for 90 if you want. As a momentum trade, right? So under 102, under 100 for 90 as a Momo. Once you get into the 90 levels, make sure you turn into your monthly chart, probably your weekly chart. Let me double check the weekly. I'm doing a little bit of planning in here because I know I'm gonna be off for a couple of weeks. So I wanna make sure that if you guys get a beautiful trade, you are in that trade, right? So what I'm thinking is once we start getting in here, probably a shake, trap some shorts, go back over the 100, you go 100, 115, 126 on a checkout, okay? So not an easy trade, not loving it. I wanna see bulls actually prove itself. So that's probably going to be like 115 to be on the safe side, 115, 125, 135. I'll be surprised, but you never know with this market, right? So that's Roblox. The U, I know it's only monthlies. We're still watching this one. I want to see the pattern. Probably 160 again, 160, 180, 190 for the U. And then we do AMD, which is chip maker. Let me just take this off because this is already, that was an extension, so we don't need it anymore. There you go. We're going to clean the chart a little bit. Let's clean the chart and remove the drawing. And then we have probably this area right here, which is this, and that's where we're getting. So 124 is an area to look. Now, this is a good thing. This is one of the other good stocks that are still over the 200, still fighting with the 50, but I like the monthly, right? Pretty deep, right? Pretty deep. in here as far as the pullback. We're coming from 164, so we're 34. This is one of the reasons, guys, why we spend so much time going over the market, right? Because if we can time it and not get long swing these things at all-time highs, we're saving ourselves so much pain, right? Like when you're swinging, you gotta have better interest than this. Just saying, right? Always a pullback and you try it, and at least right here, you're still in the money if you wait for the pullback, right? Especially because the market conditions. Go watch our last hangout, and you're gonna see that I was like, hey, with Kyle, we start seeing the deterioration in the internals, and we start seeing like, hey, this is not the best time to be holding too much to the long side, unless you're long Apple. Of course, that was on its own. But this one, so let's look at what do we have? Let me see if we have a weekly chart probably that is going to give us. Look at this. This is a beauty. This is a beautiful. So AMD, and this is something that I work with some people, some of my private clients. Like every time that they send me an idea, I ask them, what chart are you looking? And they go like AMD weekly buy. And I'm like, I love it. AMD weekly buy. It's going to trigger over 140. Right? So AMD, this is what we have. This is the weekly. Look how clean it is, right? We don't see it on the daily. We don't see it that clean in here, but the weekly is just so clean. So we got to move up, right? We have the break coming into 3 ATRs once, and they try to go higher on momentum. Momentum got smacked. Pull back. We're trying to put a bottom right here. And then what we need is to see the bulls stepping it up. So they should be paying 140, 141, 142. Our target one should be 150, 165. We should be making new highs, right? Because it's not too, well, it's from here to here is like 30%. Let's do it. Why am I being lazy today? Let's do it. Let's do it right here, from here to here. What's the fib? Yeah, 50%, right? You guys see it? 50%. I'm not going to leave it on my charts, so I'm trying to clean them. So we are at like 50% retracement from here. So we put a note right there, AMD weekly buy, 50% retracement, fib over 140, over 141, 42 for 150 and 165. I like AMD. I like the pattern. So let's do the Qualcomm that I know we were waiting for the set. I mean, this is a weekly one. This is the one that we were watching, 190 for 210. So now it's going to be 182 for 210. Target 1, target 2 should get us probably to 220, right? We did this part of this trade inside of this range. So what we're doing here is just we're going to play momentum. That's all we're doing for Qualcomm. So there it is. You try to break yesterday, same problem that we have with Facebook. I'm sorry, right? It's pretty much same problem, meaning the market not in the best day for this one to run. Although we did have pretty good volume yesterday. Actually, it was gapping, not a real gap, small gap, no gap. Qualcomm. Let's do the payments. PayPal. Everything good? Anybody has any questions? That keep me posted, Kyle, because I'm trying to go.
Yeah, I got you. We're good for now.
Okay, cool. So PayPal, I know that the main trade I was trying to do, I was trying to get into that possible reversal trade, right? So this hasn't changed basically for the last 2 weeks. So we have the move, we have the pullback, we have the 50, didn't stop. So we didn't get to 6108. That's fine. So now what I want to see is any side signal of a bottom information. So what I want to see is at least a pivot on a higher low, right? This is a new low. So I need a higher low right here. This is not a pivot, by the way, guys. We need at least 1 or 2 days on higher than average volume that confirm that actually this could be treated as a low. And this could be a technical stop, the 182. What I'm trying to do is I'm trying to save us 3 points right there, right? So that's idea number 1. I don't want to get too aggressive. I don't want to get into the 190. You can always trade at 190 to 198. Again, the main thing we don't want to miss is probably the 210. However, since this could be a higher low, I probably want to be more aggressive and probably take 182 to 202. So let's do that one. PayPal, reversal, momentum, 192 to 202. And then once we clear 207, over 207 for 215, and then we should be looking at probably the weekly chart. Let's see how it looks. So this is what we're trying to do, guys. We come in from 310, lower high right here, and this is a downtrend. At least in my book, this is a downtrend. We're still over the 200 on the weekly. Daily, where are we located? Look at the 200, how far it is. So this is another way to trade the 200. I know people use it as support, I use it as resistance. This is one way to say, hey, we're a little bit too far, right? We're a little bit too far. So whoever's short, once they start seeing this thing running, they say, wow, these guys are gonna run it to 214, 257 probably. So might as well just cover my thing, and that's where we're trying to do. So here's your thing, 198, 202, 215, 235. So this could be good. This could be good. Just don't anticipate it. PayPal is pretty tough to trade, by the way. So that's PayPal. And then what is the name of this one now? Block. Okay, Block. Yeah, they changed the name. So that one's still falling. Look at this. So we threw the same fibs that we did for PayPal, but we haven't seen the same formation. So basically we make a new low right here, not significant. Important for you guys to learn that word, significant. So you can say, hey, by the way, new high of the day, significant new high or whatever, right? Not 2 cents. So significant. How do we manage this one? Pretty normal volume right here. So I don't know if this one's just gonna go by fibs. So 166, 135. I think we have this one as a short, and I think we hit the targets. So remind me if I'm correct, right, Kyle? Yeah, we hit targets. Yep. That was a short on the 210, on the 205 for one. Yeah, from here. So this is a short. This is the pattern, right? We're here. So at 38, ugly, 210 all the way to 50. Momentum can carry, but then, you know, once we go to the 60, 55, 60, I feel like I'm so late to the short. So that's one of the things that I tend not to do, although it can give me a good momentum. So if you trade momentum, you want to do square, do it by all means, but not something that I'm going to call. So square, Momo trade. I want to do if you don't see it right here, that's what you're doing, right? So yes, you can go for 142, absolutely. But risk reward, not my favorite. So I'm going to pass on square. Intel, one of my favorite stocks not to trade, right? So what do we have? Here's another beautiful picture of what not to do, right? You have this low, second, right? So this is a higher low that we have right here. Then we have the green bar, right? Some decent volume, then we have nothing. Then out of the blue, some move intraday, not higher than average volume, but the next day they gap it up. And they gap it up like, what is it? 10%. We're not clearing anything right here. Look at all of the congestion. Look at the chart right here. Look at the last time we got to 55, right? So this is not a long. This is actually, if something, you should be trying to find a short. And actually, once you break the point of control 53, that would have been like a massive, look at this thing, 49. So this is a beautiful short that I didn't call, right? Because I was not looking to trade this one because I don't like it. So this is exactly the type of bearish gap that you want to nail. Okay, so Intel, what do we do from here? From here, I'm just going to wait for 51. And if you want to trade it, by all means, 51 to 53, right? Not my favorite. I'm trying to get to, for the end of the year, the beautiful charts. We want to be in the easier trades. And so we don't have to suffer too much in front of the computer. to get the money. So MU, Micron, let me see the weekly now. I got that 90 right there, and I think we call it from 90 to 96 as a scalp. But the main thing is here, right? We have the monthly chart, we have the pullback right to the EMA. Here's the break. We've seen a couple charts like this already. I think it's Facebook and, well, another one, I don't remember now, that we just saw today. So go back on your video and check out what was the other one. So this is what we expect that one to do, right? Facebook or something like pull back into the break point and then explode. Now, what we're trying to finding here is like if people that were too scared to buy right here at 70 are going to be paying $90 for this one. Well, I don't see him just yet. Look at the volume, right? We have volume on the red day, not really volume on the green day. So make sure we get the 90, 95, and then we do some momentum, right? So MU over 90, over 95 with Momo. It's an extended, sort of an extended monthly buy setup, right? Let's go to the daily now. That's what's going on. A lot of, okay, this is the reason why. Yep, earnings on 12/20. So just leave that one, leave that one alone. That's the reason why it's not acting that nice. So where are we? Are we still trading TSM? I don't think so, right? Sideways consolidation. Monthly chart. If you see it over 122, 124, call it for us. 130. This is one of your go-to stocks. Otherwise, not really want to spend my time on that one. Let me see the. We haven't talked about the Chinese names in a while. Baba 108. Look at the volume, 80 million shares. That was 1130, I think it was. This one. This could be interesting because this could be like capitulation sort of move. What I want to see is like, I want to see momentum over 131, 132, better over 135. We take it for 146. So the thing is like, at this point in time, trying to do a reversal trade for 10 points. I know it sounds compelling, but unless we have some sort of news, catalyst, it's just not my type of trading, guys. This is absolutely counter trend. This is like horrible. I have tried this one so many times and it's just like, yeah, you can have fun for one day. So let's, just watch it. 130 for 140 as a scalp, Baba. Let's do Baidu just for the sake of checking if any one of these is doing anything different, but just pretty much same charts on JD. Let me see the JD, nothing. Baidu, I think I just did Baidu. Yes, I just did Baidu. And I don't know anymore. So let's do the new stuff, right? So Rivian Automotive goes into our IPO type of trading. They're coming out with 1216. So that's a little bit too on top of this. Yeah, because what I want to see is I want to see 126.32, which will put us right over here. And this will be a breakout play. 126 for 135, 140, 126 for 140, right? Over 126 for 140. And then we'll probably see it at 160, right? But we don't know because this guy is at earnings in 2 days, right? 1216. So just for fun, like what we did with Nvidia, right? So we just bet with little emojis, but I think it's gonna go up. You can do a spread if you want to. If you really love the idea of Rivian. By the way, what is it? Truck of the year? I don't like the round lights, but yeah, they pick it up. I don't know why. So here's Tesla, and with Tesla, tough chart, because I do have this reference point, which is the 890, right? Which is the pivot, right? Monthly pivot. That's where we broke all the way to 1243, 1240 something. I think that was an extension fib level that we hit to. And then it's been like a lot of noise in here. We got here. Let me see if let's see if we can find something going on in Tesla, like red in here. Red's increasing. Here's a green, not really a green. You see, this one looks like it's green, but it's not really green. It's like a nothing. So that could have been red easily. So red, 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 red. No green. Nobody's buying that thing. And then today, red, red, right? So this one, I don't know why they put it red, but it's green anyways. So what do we have for Tesla? We broke 50 MA. Again, momentum traders can short it for a 50-point move for 900, right? And we'll be here on the monthly chart. I want to see it at 900. I want to see it at 883. And let's see if Mr. Musk is done with the selling. And if he starts, he's going to start putting, pumping it again. But what I want you guys to notice is this area right here. So that's a 1058. That's a big volume bar. So if you're trading this thing, let me just clean this up because I think it's important probably for some of the more technical stuff, right? What we have is like, I don't know what I have right there. Let me just remove it. Let me remove this one right here. Okay, so what do we have? We have a massive run up. Then we have some, I don't know, that was probably the day that he decided to sell, that he had to sell. Failure to make a new high. You can call it that, failure to make a significant new high or failure to make a new high. This is a lower high for all I cares, right? This is a lower high. So now we're looking at 1, 2, 3, right? And then we have this. This is a key pivot. This is a sell setup. And I like it because you're under the volume. So this is your, if you want to call it for me, this is my perfect time to get short right here under 1035, the way I trade, right? Now we go target one, of course, it's going to be like 50 MA, and then we see how we go. Now, this is a break of the 50 MA, and we're into the momentum now. Target one, 900, right? When will this actually change? That one probably is going to change when I start seeing this. And I'm going to leave it like that. So we remember, right? So at any point in time, we start seeing the 1050, the 1000, I'm sorry, the 1000, you can play it any side. You can go all the way to 1181 with all the stops that, of course, we're going to have right here, because we're going to go 1000, 1066, you know, like 50, 50, 50. So at this point in time, you can go 50 to the down, 50 to the up, 50 to the up. So Tesla, for me, no trade, but momentum players, you can absolutely have fun with it for 50 cents, for $50, sorry. I'm not going to do it. I'm not going to touch it. Let's at least lose it. Sorry, lose it. So we'll lose it. What do we have for lose it? Look at the volume right here. So we're coming into this high volume node. You can see here too, right? We're far for the year, of course, because the massive accumulation was at 24. That was a big move, 24 to 57. So that's a double. Then it's coming back down. I got the 50 MA right here, right? And this is the second biggest volume apart from this. So sort of a level right here, the 37. We knew, we were watching this one. There was some news yesterday. We have the bottoming, and today we tested again, pretty much to the low of prior day, and then it gave us a rally, right? So what I'm looking is for continuation. Let me just double check pretty quick with you guys at the weekly chart. So this is what we're talking about, right? So we have the move up, we have the pullback, very nasty. This thing trades hard, right? So what I'm looking is like, this is sort of not the perfect one, but sort of look at the volume that I'm talking about right here. Now you can see it, 41.35. I think I said today that 41.25 was going to make it. No, I said 40.25. Yeah, that was with the daily chart. Well, with the monthly chart, I'm sorry, with the weekly chart, we have it for tomorrow, 41.75. So once we go 41.75, we can probably see 45. So LCID over 41.75 for 45 bucks. Doesn't look like much. That's 10% move, guys. That's what we want. Now, this is what we're playing, right? So let's go back to the daily chart. And this is what we're playing right here, 41.75, very aggressive. You can wait for 42.75, but you're going to be leaving a point. And then you go 45, 48. You get lucky. I'll be pretty cool, 48 too. So put a start to Lucid. I like it. I like the idea with Lucid. And that's basically what we're doing is like a sort of a dirty weekly buy at volume, high volume node. So that's Lucid XPV. Haven't checked it in a while. I think that gave us like a good pullback or massive volume at point of control. Good for 2 days. Now trying to make a, yeah, let me just double check. Talk less, watch. It's a lot of volume right here. So I still want it over 50 for 55. That's a trade I really want on XPEF. Over 50 for 55. If I want to get involved into one of these, it's probably going to be Lucid, I'll say. So we got the XPEF. What are we doing? What are we doing? Are we doing the EVs or FSR? Fisker. Look at the volume. It's doing 10 million these days. Used to do 30, 50 million. I don't want to talk about it. Ford. I know for Ford, look at that pattern. We were doing the breakout play on a daily. There was some news. It's been news every day for Ford. So it failed. We're back into the 20. We're still into that 19. And I want you guys to notice this. This is a high volume accumulation node. So this volume actually is coming after people loaded at 14. So they up a good 50%, right? I don't know if this is for the month, but a lot of people just made 50% on this one. Looks like a lot of us, and I include myself, are accumulating this thing into the 1920. Where's your stop? Your stop could be like 1830, right? If you're gonna get scared at 19, rebuy 1828. If you don't want to get scared, just use the 50 MA, and we should be okay. Because what we're looking is, remind me of the targets. I think we said 22 and 25, 22, 25, 26. So Ford, all I want to do is the Momo. So now the modified entry is going to be 2150, 22, 25, 22, yeah, 22, 2292, 23, 25, 26. Okay. Let's check the weekly just to see if the chart is trying to tell us something and we're just being lazy here. We don't want to check it. So, yep, this is what's going on basically. Back to the 12. Big move up. This is huge, guys. I mean, this thing just pretty much went like up like 80%, and now it's sideways. So we got to take that into account. Like 3 ATR is going to put us like at 25, 26. So I don't mind this. And this could be actually in January for all I care. I don't care. I don't care if they keep it here for two weeks till I come back and then we do the 25.50 and then we take it long. But if I'm not here, you can guys take it and make your money right there. I like Ford. Let's do NEO. Let me double check something right here. Yes, actually, there's a good thing right here. I noticed right here, squeeze 11. So we've been squeezing for 11 days. So even though we try to pop, it was not big enough because it was just one day wonder, if we can say that one. So this is good. That means that once we trigger for real the squeeze, we can probably see 8, 10 days of a run. Let me see, the weekly is not in a squeeze, and let me just double check pretty fast right here. Now, we only in a daily squeeze. So yep, keep a track of that one too, because I like to keep this one. Like this is massive. Like sometimes we don't see it, so that's what I go like, okay, there's a squeeze. Don't worry about it. Just give it time. Don't force it. But the day that you see it moving, please take it, because it's gonna be triggering the squeeze. So 2150, please take it, at least for a scalp. Make some money out of it. Look at the difference with GM. GM, like same news. We've been trying to get that, but what it looks is like a double top right here. So we have a wide range. As a rule for myself, right? That this is something that I do and I write it, and I don't buy breakouts out of a wide range, right? I will need a setup up there. So that means that if I can get this one this day right here, I'll probably buy it. But if I get the call at 63, I don't want to buy it. So I'm already up here. I don't want to be the guy overpaying basically for that. So this is one way to stay away from these possible great looking trades, especially to the swing side, right? You don't want to over welcome your stay in this type of pattern. When you come and look at your monthly chart and you see, wow, this is just too wide. Why are you paying 66? What were you doing when it was at 49? That's the main question you got to ask yourself, right? So in here, what do we do from here? I'll do the 60 to 65 just because I'll tell you, it's over 200. If we go to 60, we're going to be over the point of control, over the 50 MA, and we're probably going to be getting into some momentum. So I'll say 60 to 65. Keep an eye on GM. Not my favorite, but can be done. 60 to 65. So that's almost a 10% move right there. I said Neo. I'm not sure if I saw Neo. So Neo, I think I gave up on this one. When this is pretty much the same situation that we have the XPV, you start getting into here, trying to, time it. And I get it, since we use the point of control and we know there's a lot of volume right here, but we tend to anticipate at times that we don't know if there's some news coming, news pending, and these guys are actually, the main thing to remember about the volume is like a lot of volume done doesn't mean that as support. All it means is that once we start moving, it can become support. And when we start going down, that can become resistance. So yeah, we do play some reversal to the mean. But the main thing about that is, remember, it's reversal. So when you're doing reversal to the mean, be fast, because people are gonna start taking profits and start hitting it down to see if it's gonna go further down, because the main trend is to the downside. So that's something you gotta get into account, because I've seen way too many ideas like, oh, target is like point of control, and I'm like, we haven't even cleared the moving averages. We haven't even cleared 34. We haven't even cleared 36, the base. We haven't even cleared 36.95. We haven't even cleared 37. Why are you calling point of control as your target? 39. Yeah, it may go there. If you get some news that Neo is gonna do, I don't know, something with Apple, would that be news? Yeah, probably. Okay, so that's Neo. So Neo looks bad unless we start seeing 36, and you can scalp it for 3 points, right? 36 to 39, Neo over there. Reversal, please write it down. Reversal, mean reversal. So be fast. Do you have any list of stock that because I got the streamers, let's do the streamers. Roku, and Roku is like, this is a great example. This is a great example, guys. So we have the move, double top, you can call it double top, all the way down to 200, which is pretty much as close as it gets to, yeah, 177. So 196, right? So this is like the bottom. It's not a bottom. We don't have the signal, right? But we have the news. So they gap it up right here, pretty good, right over this base. So yeah, it goes, but the main thing, this is what we're talking about, about Neo. You haven't cleared this base. There's a lot of people that shorted right here, right? So probably they just took the short 269. They make like 70 points on this thing. And now one day, just because some news that some people say is BS, right? That they were gonna partner with or whatever with Google or whatever. Next day, look at this. This is second day play, short 265 all the way, and guess where we are? They just make another 50 points, which is like a 20% drop. So at times when we intraday trading, we tend to forget that there's all the people on the other side of your trade, and they're not looking to go for 1% intraday move. They're probably trying to get position for a 25% drop in the stock. Okay. So that's what's going on with Roku, meaning that at this point in time, you see my alert right here, 250. I want to take it if we can clear 270, right? Like, okay, show me something in my monthly chart, like put a bottom. Let these guys, all of these guys trading in here, put a bottom, fight them on yourselves. Like some are buyers, some are sellers. Like, yeah, get chopping here, whatever. And once you get to 280, probably 320, yeah, 275 is target one right here. You see it? So once we get here, I want to be over this base. So that I hope that gives you sort of a better idea into what we do at times, or what I do at times, right? Why I like one better than the other one. Now, you want to be a scalper, you can do it 235, right? And you could go 242, make your 7 points, nothing wrong with that. But then what we're trying to do here is show you the bigger picture. Let's look at the weekly chart, right? So like right now, I need to take, this is sellers, guys. This is sellers, right? So they're selling right here. So I know any move into here at any point in time, like a 10 a.m. reversal, 11 a.m., Fed, Fed chairman speaking, Pelosi speaking, Biden, whoever it is, they're going to have an excuse just to sell it. So very careful with Roku, which is a tough trade. So that's Roku. Disney, which, here, monthly, pivot, break, new high, failure to make a new high, test the prior break, and here we are. So big decision, and I know, and I remember what every one of you said. So I know Hassan pointing this one as a short. I didn't want to do it. I don't know if I want to short this one here at 142, to be honest. Reversal. When you do reversal, make it with a big R, because like, if we don't have a strong market, trading reversals is just like asking for trouble, to be honest, unless you have like a massive level to see. Like this 144 is quite interesting. So we put a bottom right there. This is a weekly chart that I'm showing you guys. So 144 for 165, right? And then we have the 20 200 MA. That's the weekly. So I don't know what that comes up in the daily. So 120, guys, I got no call for Disney. I'm not really good at trading this one, to be honest. I always make fun. Like if I make money on Disney, that's like, wow. Football, I don't know if we trade this one. So, wow, that break 16. Wow, that break 16 got nothing. We can see $13 on this thing. Wow, how bad is this? Do we have options in this one? Wow, this could be interesting, Kyle. 16 for 14, which is 2 points, which is like 20%, 15%. 16, okay, football. Just watch it. Maybe we can learn something, right? Under 16, I'm always looking to learn. 14.25. We break 14. We go, yeah, 12. 12.50. Hey, remember, Doc, we were trying to short it forever, right? Remember? God, it hurts me. It hurts me. I hated that stock too. Okay, so that's football, and let's do. I have a list of the solar. I mean, of the powers, but I haven't heard any of you like actually.
Hit the pharmaceuticals like PFE, Moderna, those ones.
Yeah, let's do that. PFE. Okay, PFE. God, look at that buy setup, sort of a buy setup, 45. We clear 52. So I like the fact that we're increasing the volume. Well, 104, not really. Let me just double check the weekly. The weekly looks great. Yeah, weekly buy. Right, so the weekly buy was 53.54, confirmation 55.86, 85. So we get it today. We can go $60. Yeah, PFE, just Momo, right? All-time highs for $60 and $62 round. And the other one's what? Moderna.
Yeah.
Totally different chart. So this one's no good, huh? Vaccine or what? I don't know. Volume, terrible. Terrible. Look at the gap down. They bought it. Yeah, it's oversold. Look where they're coming from. Now they gap it down into support. So that's probably a good trade that day. Now what we're doing is like probably just momentum into this. Too many lines over my actual price. So if I were to call this one, I'll be like, yeah, 286, 301, 3 something. Unless we get like a catalyst, you know what those look like. 20 million. We traded 10 million today, so 20 million is like the average. Yeah, I mean, we need, yeah, just put it on your Momo in case you get like news. So yeah, plug for solar, all of those things are done for now. SPWR, yeah.
Check MGM.
They were pumping those things like crazy. MGM, casinos. Good volume, 42, 40, monthly. It's just, you know, with the cues where we are, I'm not sure I want to get into dirty charts. Like, yeah, it can work, but you know what I want to say, right? Momentum. So yeah, like if you see it, like, yeah, news, MGM is going to be bought by, I don't know who's going to buy them, but you know, whatever. This is CRM, which is like, this is interesting. And the only reason I'm bringing this in is because we have the massive drop on the earnings day. So once we start getting 250, I'll be looking at 250, 240, and then see if there's something wrong with the action, with the stock actually, because this is where we are. So this is like a 1, 2, 3 on a weekly, right at the point of control, but we have a lot of support, which is hard, right? Because we still sort of strong pattern that we have. Here's the 200 MA. So 250, 275, but I want to check the 250, 250 for 240, and then probably more. What else you guys have? You want to check the BA?
Coin.
Yeah, nah, nothing. Still there. Yeah, this is the perfect example of a reversal trade, right? We have the extension. I think there was some catalyst. Here's the volume right there, or gap the second day. Boom, target, done. Look, we back into that. You overstayed right here. That's it. You're done. So let's see Python. See what we're doing. This is so bad. This is so bad. Keys of death for this one too. Once we broke the 100, it was over. 110. I remember we're trying to do the 110, 115 for new all-time highs. Forget it. That was it. This is the pattern. Like when we fail, like this is accumulation, back up, pull back. This was actually a really good pullback because you come right here, you do your FIPS. Look at this, 61%. Now, Fibonacci is telling us that once you retrace 61%, you're not likely to make a new high. Like at 50, your target one is like near all-time highs. Like at 38, you should be making a new high. That means strong. 50, you're not that strong. 61, you gotta be careful. So this is like a good example, guys. Like take a screenshot if you want for the FIPS. Like this is like a perfect one, right? We came 61, you take whatever the bounce is, which is a technical bounce, and basically it's like more people just continue to pile into this. Then when you start seeing the lower high right here, which is like 121, here is your trigger, 106, right? Here's your confirmation, 99. And then it's just like, here's your momentum trade for those momentum traders, like 80. So beautiful that even the guys shorting at 80, which they're shorting like 20 points, if you ask me, like 30% too low. But This is like horrible. Now, what else do we see in this chart? So we can take a lesson home for next year. Look at the alligator mouth. Look where we stopped. 44. Crazy, right? When we were 80, we say like, yeah, momentum. If we break 80, 47, I mean 70, that's a 50% drop in Peloton right here. That's where we are. So now we're still under that level. So 45, and look at all of the, look where the point of control is sitting now, like at 50. So this point of control for the whole year is sitting right here at 50. So I wanna have alert right there, 48. Not to buy it, but probably to short, right? Because you can see a target of 32, 32 and 26. So is this thing going bankrupt? This is crazy. This is crazy, guys. 180 to 39 bucks. Who would have thought? Anyways, so this is a great one. Check it out. This is why you do your fibs, especially on the low and the longer time frames. Don't do this on a 1 minute chart and there's like, oh, this is done. I mean, it can work, but for that, we have better tools, like read the price action. That's better. But for this one, once you start seeing this, so be careful when we start seeing these pullbacks, 61%, failure to make a new high, and then you have that big alligator, meaning that there's no body in here. This was a run pretty much on no volume. The volume was down here, like people were distributing this thing here, 120. Once they saw it failing, 105, get out. You're done. Piton, done. You know what? I feel like buying some 20 calls, 20 puts. What if this thing is really going bankrupt? Let's keep an eye on that one. Under 37. What was the target that I said? 32 and 28. 32 and 28. I'm going to flip it just for fun. I don't know if D is today here, but he loves the flip chart. Look at that. That's a long, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a long. That's a momentum long. And look at the 3 ATRs. 3 standard deviation will put us at 33, which is target 1. 33, and then like, my God, it's like $5. No. Volume increasing. So let's flip it again because it's too scary. Okay, there you go. And yeah, I've seen that before. I was long Motorola when it went like from $30 to $3. And I want to tell you what happened, but it was horrible. Okay, what else we have? Retail. That's when I learned like, oh, it cannot go any lower. Oh yeah, it can. Absolutely.
0.
Yeah. Like at $3 or $2, you get a margin call, you got to sell it. Yeah, that's what happens.
Oh,
Been there, done that. I was on vacation in Spain, by the way. So I just leave and I was like, yeah, whatever. Take my stock. I don't want to send any money. Okay, Target. Walmart, guys. If you can, let me see. Here's the chat. Great. Yeah. Let me see. Let's talk about Bitcoin. Yes, absolutely. I was about to. Coinbase. So this is the broker, the other broker. Yeah, I'm gonna take 5 more minutes today, guys, just because it's Christmas. So tough, Kyle. This one's tough because I want to think is coming down to support, but this is like a breakout that actually failed. This is the green line for the breakout, and now we're here, so we can go through 30. You can always play point of control, but I don't have a strategy that is just based on point of control, to be honest. Like you can do, yeah, you can buy with the guys I bought right there, like 260 to 280. Absolutely. Yeah. So coin, let's call it at point of control, support resistance play, 261 for 270 and 280. That's like the best way that I can do it. And guys, also for what was it? Seasonality. Check this out, right? So that's on my levels, about 18. That was the first trade, the 4K, 60K top, pullback. Here's the thing with GBTC. We get back 61% from whatever it is, 58, because I don't have the actual coin, the GBTC. So this is 68 all the way down to 25, right? This was another trade right here. That's where you go long, which is 61. You expected not to make a new high, and we did not make a new high, right? Failure to make a new high. Once you start seeing it losing, in this case, the 50 right here, you're out. Now, what do we have? We have this move right here in 36. What they say is that probably seasonality is going to kick in, whatever. This is like 40, 45, that level that we're doing right here. So let's keep an eye on that one. And then if you're doing the GBTC, look at the point of control where it is, 33, 20 something, 33. So 200 is at 40. So you can probably take 10% right there, 42, 40 to 44 to 48. 40 to 44 and to 48. That's a 20% move. Watch 23. Watch how we react to 33. Probably for next year, we could do something and see if there's something we can do with the mini micro things like that. But this is just something that I wanted to bring because I know a lot of people are talking about seasonality and they're going crazy that this is a bottom for, Bitcoin, that, but technically, yeah, we can see a small bounce, 10, 20%. So if you can, if you can get something of that, why not? Let's try and get it. The other one is Hood, but I think that's done, right? Yeah, that's done. Absolutely done. We never get the breakup play that we wanted over 55, and it's just destroyed. Okay, so probably these guys are not trading anymore, so that's why they're not making money on commissions. Nue, Snookor, and I saw a lot of the, this is aluminum, right? So Nuker, I like it. I like it for a breakout play, 124. I think the other one is Mountain Pass materials, but yeah, AA, Alcoa. What's the other one? I used to trade another one. Oh my God, commodities, FCX. Let me see, FCX. CCJ. No. AA, we got it. The other commodity that is supposedly seasonal that we should start looking is oil. So Occidental, we can probably take it right here. 36. See, we tested. Could that be a double bottom? We don't know. But once we start going 36, 40, yeah, that could be a good trade. So aggressive 32 for 36. Oxy. 32 for 36. If you start seeing like people talking about seasonality in oil, this could be one. What else we trade? XOM. OIH, I don't trade it. Alcoa, silver, I don't do that one. It's too volatile. Anything else, guys?
I think that's a wrap.
Okay, guys. So I hope everybody have a happy end of the year. Good trading next week. And have fun.
Yes, sir.
Okay, guys.
Thanks for your time, Mario.
Hey, thank you. Thanks for everybody that attends, and see you guys tomorrow. Okay, we try to make some money tomorrow for sure.
All right, see you guys.
Okay, bye.